He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So the Nebraska Cornhuskers offense will come out first. This wide receiver matchup is one that we've been waiting to see. You have two guys on either side, Jesse, who are really going to make the secondaries nervous.
Oh, they should, because these guys can take the top off of defense. You've got two very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and I'm playing quarterback in this game for either team. I am going to take my shots and give my guy an opportunity, because both of these guys, David, have proven they can make circus-level catches.
I mean, when they're not open, they're open. I mean, they can make the dynamic catches, the contested catches. They have the speed. They are two of the best playmakers in all of the country. So whenever an offense has the football today, you're going to like the show.
Out to the 35-yard line and a little extra breathing room with that 15-yard pickup. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. The Huskers can really attack on this second and short. Back to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 40 at the 38, and these guys are on the move. The Cornhuskers are flying down the field. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the grab. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. Out of the gun, the running back has it. There he goes. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down. And the Huskers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This drive facing a little adversity on 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Cornhuskers! First points of the day are on the board.
And this connection is on fire to start the season. Not one, not two, 3 games in a row he's got a receiving touchdown. They continue to find the playmaker, and I don't think it's going to end after game 3.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the move from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So BYU's offense will go to work for the first time. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too. When you watch them on film, they're very good defending the pass and coverage, and they can play man and zone. But I like them, David, because they're not afraid to put their face in the fan. Everybody in the back end likes to tackle and likes to be physical. That's what makes them special.
Yeah, and it's just an elite group in the back end. Multiple guys that win their individual matchups, which makes it hard to run offense. And this is a group that, yes, they tackle well, they see the football well, they break on it well. You better worry about the ground game. You better get some kind of deception going against this secondary.
And he's got enough for the first down. It'll be at the 35.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Looking downfield on first down. Makes the grab. It's Tyree. Finds a little bit of room and finally wrestled out of bounds at the 43. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. He'll keep it himself. And he is snuffed out, greeted by a host of defenders. While the Big Ten has expanded with this massive continent-wide geographical footprint, the Big 12 has been really shrewd in positioning and maneuvering for survival, and they look for opportunities to win on the field like they'll have today.
Yeah, and the Big Ten's kind of taking what the Big Ten wants and expanding and not really worried about anybody else. So if I'm the Big 12, I'm like, yeah, you ain't worried about me, but...
Turning it on! Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35. The Cougars, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. They'll run it from the gun. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. Win with the running game on first down, now back at it. The play action fake. Got his man on the right. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down. They knew they could slip that tight end behind the backers with that play action fake.
Well, it's because I can't win, Reese. I have to play the run. You know, all these RPOs, all these different things, it makes me come up and use my eyes and play run. And these tight ends are so valuable to find space behind. Knew where he was going with the football the whole time because the big fella, he's always open.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Fakes the grab. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. They'll run play action. Takes a hit as he fires. And he will score. The question now, will it count as we check out the laundry on the field? It looked as if they had a chance to tie it, but that goes by the boards as the penalty takes away the touchdown. Third down, and the Husker faithful getting loud, trying to make moving the chains impossible. Wants to keep it in the air. Pass rush, coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32. And they'll send out the field goal unit. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Nestled just inside that right upright. That'll bring him to within 4.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. They'll get this drive started from their own 26. To the air on first down. Swings it out to the flat. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. From the gun. Looking to scramble. Trying to make magic with his feet. Finds enough room to get it to the 21 before going out of bounds. Here comes the offense on second down. Back to pass. Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Gashes him in the middle. At the 20. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Nebraska.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running, I don't have to break down, and makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
BYU has it back. The Cougars. Get into that playbook. They might be feeling a little heat here as they've fallen into a 14-3 hole early. From the gun, running back on the move. Oh, he's got some space. Drills him with the stiff arm. They get him stopped and out. At the 45-yard line, and the big play has this offense ready to mount a threat. The Cougars, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Wants to go up top on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Finally corralled, but not before. He picked up the first down.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Rides the back on the option to give. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So
it's a fumble. Oh, the offense looks as if they fell on the fumble, and they'll keep the ball.
What a great job by the defense, securing the wide receiver, getting the football out, getting it on the deck, and dadgummit if it didn't bounce right back to the offense.
Breaks into the open. Got enough space. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, BYU. That trip to the end zone is 25th career touchdown.
Man, he's been productive, just has a nose for the end zone. This dude's made big play after big play for his offenses, and that's 25 touchdowns, Palmer, on the ground for the big fella.
Pretty impressive, too, when you consider when you get close to that end zone, the defense is expecting run, they're loading the box. Still, this guy's been able to find his way in. 25, it's a nice number.
And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They've come out smoking with touchdowns on each of their first 2 drives, and they're back to work now. Leaves it with the back. Pass the sticks, and he may get more. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. Looking to throw on first down. With the catch, it's Terry. Stopped at the 47-yard line, a 10-yard gain, and they'll move the markers. They'll snap it from the 47 on first down. The give on the inside. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. The Huskers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Second down, he'll throw it. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. The Cornhuskers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. He'll throw on 3rd down. He's going to run it. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. And the Huskers want to crank the tempo.
You have got to have pass rushing lane integrity when you face this quarterback. On 3rd down, someone gets out of his gap right up the middle. It's easy for the quarterback to see. He just tucks it and takes off and picks up the first down.
Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. They'll try the run. There he goes. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. The Huskers kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. 17. The Cornhuskers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Fires to the end zone. And he was trying to pay off this red zone opportunity, but it's incomplete. Ninth play of the drive coming up, but this one will be tough. 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. He can't quite get there on the scramble. Dangerous with his feet, but this defense rises to the occasion and forces a 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. It's as if that ball had a magnet going back to the offense. How in the world did they keep it? A bold decision to go for it on 4th down, and one that did not pay off. And he knocked him down after a gain of 3 to the 23.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's 1st down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
They're working that left side. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the 1st down.
3rd down play from the gun. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Going the other way, and he's got room. Touchdown, Husker. And what a turn of events as this defense gets the pick 6. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further.
I'll tell you, you love linebackers that are good against the run, but how nice is it when you've got a guy that can sit in zone coverage like he can and not just pick it off, but find his convoy and take it to the house. That is a game-changing play.
And the coverage team able to make the tackle. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming.
In football, you hear the term quick, but don't hurry. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. I think he hurried it a little bit too much, got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate in his pass.
The black shirts looking to this crowd, and they are delivering energy on this big 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Pocket breaking down. That's caught. It's Tyree. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. BYU will bring the punt team on the field. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. And the returner will be brought down. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. The short hands, it's Parrish. Couldn't ask for much more there. A 1st down, and they're down to the 42. New set of downs after the completion. From the gun, the running back has it. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1.
And And that looked like an easy decision for the quarterback. Hand it off, give him the ball, let him get 5+ yards. Nice decision, nice job by the running back getting the yardage.
Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. And the Huskers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. The freshman brought down after a really nice run there.
Yeah, and a really nice job by the QB seeing. Linebackers are a little bit soft playing pass. Give the rock, hand it off, let the running back do the rest.
The Huskers have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Trying to make magic on the scramble. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit. The Cornhuskers in the hurry up. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Right on the money. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Takes a snap, wants to throw. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
Quarterback just has to be more aware of the situation. 1st down, goal-to-go situation. You cannot take a sack. So the QB, if no one's open, you got to make sure you're throwing that ball out of the end zone and helping your offense out.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Here's the pressure. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
Yeah, in this part of the field, man, those windows shrink, and it's hard as a quarterback sometimes to really force yourself to throw the football. You're sitting in a good spot in 2nd and goal. Just throw that thing away. Don't take the sack and put you in a bad situation.
They'll run it on 3rd and goal. He's a tough, crafty back, but he couldn't find his way to the marker, and it'll be 4th down. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. And that one took everything he had to sneak it over the crossbar inside the left upright. And that will extend their lead even further. 1st half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Man, a lot of ways to describe those first 2 quarters in Lincoln, but let's just go with notable. And there's no more fitting place to begin than with this stud receiver and how he's dominated the 1st half. Some guys have the ability to elude and evade. This young man is a true 3-level threat. Short passes, the intermediate game, and then the deep ball. He is a problem, and I don't think this defense has the solution. And with that, back to the sea of red and our guys at Memorial Stadium.
BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. Down 2 possessions to start this 3rd quarter. They'd love to build some early momentum.
You ain't lying, because you only got so many possessions here in the 2nd half. So now you're down. I got to maximize every single one. Put your best plays together. Start this drive off on a good note.
Yeah, it starts right here. Obviously, you can't get it all back on this drive, but you can create that momentum. You can create something special and some energy, but it's going to start with this offense here executing at a high level.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Trying to impose their will with the run. Turning it on. Got the 1st down. Looking for more. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Nice job getting outside, right? Those running backs, they get on those tracks, they run outside. Now they're in the open field. It's so tough. Those safeties are flying down, try to get an angle, but you could tell the speed sets him up, makes the big play out to the left.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. After the run, now to throw. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. And that big, bad Husker front just keeps wreaking havoc in the backfield.
I mean, that's what you want. You want the defensive line to dominate the football game. You don't want to have to blitz and bring all these extra bodies. And this defensive line, this black shirt defensive line, is doing their job.
The safe call on the wide receiver screen. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. Looks as if BYU will have to punt it away. And the return man couldn't get to it to make the catch, and the ball will bounce out of bounds. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Wants to throw on 1st down. He's got the back in the middle. Still on his feet at the 45. There he goes. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. He found some open space and turned on the Jets. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, we've got a winner in the battle of the Willamette Valley between Oregon and Oregon State. Oregon pulled into town on a mission, and they're hightailing it out of here with a huge win. Veni, vidi, vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. And that's precisely what the Ducks did. Each week in college football, the tests are just so tough. And we found that out again today, guys, with another ranked team going down.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Finds a little bit of space, gets 3 to the 22.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that...
It's picked off, and another empty drive. Takes it the other way. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. The RPO, it's complete. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Off play action. Lets it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska. Quick strike through the air for the score. Well, Little Red's probably turning into Big Red with pride right now with this performance he's turning in.
And, man, he is in his bag. He's running it. He's throwing it. This defense is like, happening. What? Which way do I go? Who's got the football? He is setting this defense on fire.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
Working that left side now. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Now on 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line?
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Now the pitch. Look out, he's got room. Perfectly timed on that pitch, and they pick up the first down on the play. This BYU offense set up with another first down. Pulls and fires complete. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. The give on the option. He picks up 4. That'll leave them with 3rd and 6. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Finds his big tight end. They'll pick up enough yardage for the first down. They've got it at the 30.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
And the Cougars with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Give to the back. Plows through the defense. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they've knocked him down at the 17. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. BYU coming to the line with 1st and 10. Might as well give it to him again. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run.
And they say a quarterback's best friend is a good run game and a good running back. I think he agrees. Over 150 yards on the day. I don't even think I need a quarterback the way he's been running the football all game long.
BYU lines up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost, trying to defend their own end zone. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
Just like to see the quarterback have a clock going off in his head, forcing him to get rid of that football. Can't take a sack on 1st down in goal-to-go situation and move your offense backwards.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He'll run it to the middle, looking for the end zone. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. We've reached the break as Nebraska holding the lead. This has been a complete obliteration so far, as the 3rd quarter stats will show you. As we enter the 4th quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
Not a ton of play calls for 3rd in California when you're on offense. You know you're going to have your quarterback holding on to the football. You really got to think about how you're going to protect him. Offensive coordinator may want to think about using more max protect schemes, get more bodies in to give this quarter.
He'll take a shot. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick. The give to the back. Just gets it to the 28, pickup of 1.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
And he can't make the connection on his first attempt.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense, pressuring the quarterback.
Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds. And the Huskers will line up to punt it away. First time today we've seen a punter go to work. This is a spot you see many returners try to take a chance, but not this time. The fair catch just inside the 40. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. Unloads quickly. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
Looking for a man. It's Carr. Working that wide receiver screen.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. You're going to win this game.
3rd and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on 4th down by what they call here. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab on the left. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41.
This has been a frustrating day. I mean, they haven't moved the ball consistently, and now you get a play, but they haven't put 2 and 3 and 4 plays together, and that's why they're trailing in this football game. So maybe they can find some kind of a rhythm here late in the game and get something cooking.
It's complete to the right, and he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Looks as if BYU will have a 1st down.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the 1st down.
Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. Bring in the heat. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
The Cougars now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll take another shot here. And it's incomplete. The long pass on 4th down is to no avail. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
He got his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to it. And what a time that would have been for their first pick of the game. After the 2nd down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. Looking to throw, it's Proctor. Under fire. Hauls it in. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down. The Huskers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on 1st down. Going for it all. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Got the first down and still on his feet. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. The Cornhuskers are moving quickly down the field. Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the left. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total. They say there's no more loyal fan base than the one at Nebraska. Well, this guy is becoming their hero with this performance.
And Nebraska fans have a special place in their heart for a quarterback that can run it, that can throw and show you all the dimensions of their game because they've had so many great ones in the past. And this guy, he looks like the future.
On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
And here comes the offense on second down. Off the play fake. Missed receiver there. It's incomplete.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
BYU will bring the punt team on the field. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. He'll field the punt and look for room. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Off play action on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Complete downfield. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. Last completion moves the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. They'll leave it with him. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they've built this lead. They've had a great day today.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. And the Huskers are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them. An absolutely dominating performance.
You got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready to play and motivated right from the opening kick. All 3 phases we saw, just spectacular football. No mental mistakes, David. You really can't play better than that.
Nah, it's really fun to do this. Come out and just dominate opponents. Start from finish. Nothing to worry about. You just know you're better. You're going to do you, put up a bunch of points, and win by a lot of points.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.